Yes, I want to start the stream. Come on. We're live. And I thought somewhere there was a button to watch it on my channel. I do not know where said button is. Perhaps over here. Just getting things set up, guys. If you're starting to watch the stream already, I'll be with you in just a minute, and we can actually start walking. Oh, there it is. Big button. Top of the page. We'll start working on this. Okay, I'm assuming everybody doesn't know what DeathCube is. DeathCube is a Minecraft Forge mod now, thanks to Trey 3, that originally started with an FTB map, so a Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack map. It's over here. And let me close these sounds over there. Okay, we're good. And in that map, we had used modular force fields for creating a cube that would fry people when they touched it. So that was the death part of the death cube. And kill the fan on the side. Okay, it's not listening. Yeah, hopefully that's not too loud. Anyway, in this death cube, we would play for control points, and the control points were set up in a way that they were progressive. So you had to capture point 1 before 2, 2 before 3, 3 before 4, etc. And typically on the maps, the last point was in the enemy base. The enemy base was surrounded by a force field. The only way to lower that force field was to capture the point previous to the last one. So this, N-1 kind of thing. And in doing that, having a force field around the base, we were able to prevent spawn camping. It was the main reason we did that. There are other reasons for doing it. That was really the main reason, though. Let's see how the stream's doing here. It says okay, not good. Might not be streaming at the best quality or something, or maybe the background noise was thrown off the thing. Anyway, so let's get into this version, or the next version after the FTB map. The FTB map inspired me to create a bucket plugin that I called DeathCube. We created several maps for that thing. Had a lot of the same original features. You could only break cobble, and that's been a feature that's carried forward through all the versions since. That meant in order to get to certain places on the map, you would need cobble because you couldn't make the jumps and things like that. So we would put cobble on the map so that was one of the achievements. And being able to only break cobble, that meant you couldn't destroy the map, so we could reuse it. There was other features added in to make sure that the cobble was cleaned up and stuff like that. We've taken care of all of that stuff. But it gives you a little bit of a defense, right? Because you could use cobble to stop people from getting in because they typically only had a stone pickaxe in that version. Some of the maps we did give enchanted iron picks and stuff like that. But for the most part, it was just a stone pick, so it was a little bit slow to mine it. In addition to that, when you die, you would only drop cobble. If you had cobble in your inventory, you would drop it. If you didn't, you would drop nothing. Which really meant that if there was 2 teams competing to get cobble, the one that got the cobble really had an advantage until the person carrying the cobble would die. Then things really changed. Okay, so that was some of the major features that we implemented in the bucket version, along with some other special enchantments. If you killed people, randomly or so quick, you would get enchantments on your weapons, special features. Fast forward to when the DMCA takedown of Bucket occurred, and things just kind of went haywire in the Minecraft world, right? Well, I decided at that point that it really wasn't worth my time working on DeathCube as a bucket plugin anymore. I started my Tech Stack's heavy machinery mod, learning Forge, getting up to speed there, and then Treyer was interested in getting into Forge also because he'd been helping me with the bucket mod. I said, would be really cool if we made it a Forge mod, because if we make it a Forge mod, we can add new blocks to the game, something that Bucket can't do. We can add new items. We can do all sorts of crazy stuff, and we have started doing that. The game is playable at this point, and Treyer's been taking the vast majority of development work on it. I've just taken some tiny features and added them. And today, I'm adding turrets to the thing. So let's fire this thing up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I had added turrets, or started work on the turrets, I should say, about 2 to 3 days ago, I think it was. Nah, not even that long ago. Probably 1 or 2 days ago. And I just went into Blender, created a model for it, threw it into Minecraft, started figuring out how am I going to animate this thing to make it look like it's a turret, so that the top part of the turret rotates and the gun barrels will basically have recoil. And this is what I came up with. So I'm at the point where I've got animations down, and this thing is carrying a state on it so that when it's at state 0, it's not firing, and then when it's at state 1, it goes through and will cycle through its whole revolution so that it has the recoil back and forth on the gun barrels there. So we can really make this thing look like it's going to fire at us. And then, of course, the rotation right now is just completely around a circle. There's no texture. That's why it's flashing purple and black and all that junk. But those are easy things in comparison to getting it to this stage and what we're about to do. What we're about to do is have it track players, have it point the, what we'll call the head of this turret towards the player, and then eventually it will shoot at the player. I'm thinking right now it will be similar to a gunshot. You don't usually typically see a bullet out of a gunshot instead of an arrow, and that means you're instantly damaged as soon as it fires if it's pointing directly at you. And the only time it would fire is if it's pointing at you. So if it fires, it's a sure hit. That's the direction I'm thinking of going with this thing. Now, what will that translate into gameplay-wise? I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out when we get there. So this is where our starting point is for today. Let's see if we can get this thing tracking players, so pointing at them with a speed limit. So what I want this thing to do is, if it's pointing in that direction, I don't want it to point at me over here instantaneously. I want it to have to go, maybe this speed to get to me. So the players have the opportunity to maybe zigzag around a little bit to avoid its shots. Take advantage of the fact that, hey, it might point over at me when I'm over here and start spinning this way. But, someone else could be over there trying to sneak up on it from behind to whack it. Because I am going to give this thing health. It will be damageable. Things like that. So, let's get started. Okay, so I know I'm going to need to track the players. So that means in this update on the server side, I need to see which entities are nearby the location of my turret. And in fact, before we even get to there, let's see if we can extend entity living, because I want this thing to have health. I already said that and decided that since I had previously started on this. Does this break stuff? It does. So we can get rid of the MBT stuff, I guess. Interesting. I don't know if that broke anything else, so let's just go ahead and try and spawn it. Having it be living, I believe that gives it health. I might even need to set the health up here. This dot set health. Let's give it 20. I have no idea how strong that actually is. That's probably like a player's kind of health. In addition to the slowness of the turrets turning, I want to give it a little bit of the range limitation. I don't want this thing to be able to shoot across the map. It might be able to shoot 16, 20, 32, something like that number of blocks away to get to the players. And hello, whoever's watching. Where did it go? Oh, great. It doesn't like me. Living entity base. Oh, I bet that perhaps this over here. Handle construction, entity construction event, entity turret. It's just an entity. Let's try this one. Public, void, handle. Yeah, subscribe. I'm assuming there's a different event I need to subscribe to. Handle, construction, living, entity. Well, let's see if that event even got fired, because I suspect that's what the other error is for. So we'll toggle breakpoint right here. And I'll try this. I don't know if it's going to work. No, we're not in run mode. That's what's wrong. Run. Run. Oh, okay. Summon DeathCube. Turret. And okay, it did pick it up as a turret. So we need to look at the list of entities for Minecraft then, I guess. Google that real quick. There's a data watcher object that can ask specific things for different types of entities. Data watcher. Probably using a bad ID or something. Bad ID. So here's a page that's got the list on here. Come on. Load. Let me know how the stream is doing if you're still watching out there. YouTube says I'm okay, not good, which is unusual. Entity living does not use character 20. Okay. But we didn't summon one either. Why? Oh. Entity turret line 15. Null pointer exception. Interesting. On 77, the world in, living base, set health, get max health. So I'd have to set the health first, I guess. Set max. Wait, where do you find that at then? Okay. I've never created a living entity before. Minecraft living entity. Forge. Creating custom living entities. Minecraft forum post. Yay! Create the entity class. Use encapsulation. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Apply entities in your entity class. Apply entity attributes. New class. Create custom render class. Huh. You know what? Maybe I should do entity creature. Let me try that. Because it says as AI. Maybe we can somehow hook into the AI of Minecraft and tell it point to this closest player and attack him. Give him a tracking range and all that junk. Entity creature. On 1.6.2 Minecraft forum tutorial or Minecraft Forge tutorial. DeathCube dot turret. Enable. She does not like me. And creature inner living. Still line 15. It's in that world super. World in. Living base. Huh. Okay. Register the renders. Already done all that junk. This is probably the problem. Right here. Nope. So it's setting them. Get entity attribute, shared, apply entity attribute. So it's getting an attribute and setting its value. It's an interface. Set. Oh, it was set attribute, wasn't it? There's get attribute. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm kind of not familiar with this stuff, so I guess we'll leave it just an entity for now. I'll have to read up on that if we do want to give it health in that nature. Yeah, restart. No, cancel. Didn't mean to hit restart. Control Shift O. We want the Minecraft entity, and we're back in game. Bin play. Okay, let me move my desk here. Hello. Start plays. Okay. What are you complaining about now? So Control Shift. No. Add unimplemented. There we go. So if I run this again. So what kind of attributes are we going to need to know? We're going to need to give this a max turning speed. Public. Static. Final. Max turn rate equals 0.05D. That's per tick. Static, I guess. Now, what you complaining about? What? Oh, they're double. I'm not sure I understand it either, Stars. I get Java. I understand the basics of it, but Minecraft is its own little beast and can be quite a lot of knowledge to learn how it works to understand how to mod it. DeathCube turret. Okay, there we go. We've got the turret again. So we set the max turn rate. We need to do some trig, I guess it is, that's going to determine where things are in the world in relation to this guy. So let's grab something different. Let's grab GIMP. See if we can draw some stuff here. We can use the Pythagorean theorem. Ooh. Potentially. So if we do new, and it popped up on another window here. Pulled over. Okay. So it says, hey, let's get a darker brush first. Come on, GIMP. Opacity 100%, angle, size, hardness. Let's say that's the turret. And then let's get a different one. Good grief, where's the color palette? I haven't used GIMP in so long. Okay, so we've got .1, .2, right? So let's say, oh my gosh, where are all my tools from Paint or Photoshop that I used to use all the time? Let's say this is the turret, this is the player. We need to figure out how much up and over it is, and in which quadrant. It's gonna be a pain. We need to create a vector between 2 points and know the rotation. So the mighty Google, it is angle of vector between 2 points. Yay! Trigonometry, how to create an angle between the line and a horizontal axis. That is not what I asked for at all. What is the angle of vector between 2 points? Coordinates. Somebody know how to get an angle between 2 points when 0 degrees references up at 12 o'clock. I'm using two sets, x and y points for a tan 2, but for that it returns 0 degrees at 3 o'clock. A tan 2 returns counterclockwise angles from the positive x-axis. If you want the clockwise angles from the positive y, you subtract that angles from 90 degrees. That's not the answer I'm looking for. Hey man, I've done this before in my other mod. Let's look at that. Let's see, I think maybe like entity, crane, dump truck, where is it? Excavator. This one probably does it. Very, very hackishly, yes it does. Fuck by blocker entities. Find the block or entity a player is looking at. That's not really what we want. Could do a ray trace, but that's only possible to do it on the client side, so the server can't do it, so we don't want to do that because the server actually needs to be the one that fires the shot, not your computer. The server needs to do it. How am I going to do this? This is a 3D plane, or 2D plane. X and Z coordinates. I can do trig to figure out the point that it's looking at and determine if it needs to turn right or left. Getting the general direction an entity is facing. That's not exactly helpful. Explanation of Minecraft coordinate system, that'll help. Pitch yaw, yaw around the wax. Minecraft protocol differs from conventional trigonometry in dealing with yaw angle. Yaw is measured in degrees and does not follow classical trigonometrical rules. The unit circle of yaw on the XZ plane starts at 0, 1 and turns backwards towards 0, 1 or negative 1, 0, or in other words it turns clockwise instead of counterclockwise. This all stems from the fact that Minecraft north x minus instead of x plus. Okay, so when visualizing XZ plane using conventional trigonometry, you must pretend that you are looking from the ground to the sky rather than looking down from the sky to the ground. Okay. Creating a facing direction unit vector, vector3.ctor. Hey, AK man. Rotating vector around the y-axis, which is what we want to do. Doing something a little bit different today. This is a different mod than I've streamed last time. So we need to get the angle it needs to be and just go from there. Let's do that first. Let's find a player first. Let's start with the basics. Okay, so let's create a variable has target. Public boolean has target. Yes, terminate. So we'll set has target to false right off the bat. I just taken a break from it for a bit. I kind of got it to the point where I kind of got burned out on it. This mod, most of this mod was done by Trey or someone in my server group, and I'm just picking up some things I have an idea for here and there. So. If you didn't catch the first part of the video, this one it's DeathCube. If you ever watched any of my other videos with DeathCube in it, we're putting it into Forge, and I'm adding a turret. So think Team Fortress 2 engineer placing a turret down that can shoot people. Something like that. Actually, so this target's going to be a player, so we could say public let's do entity for now. Target. And the target itself. So if target equals null, so there is no target, we're going to do has target false. If the target else, so it's not null, so we can safely assume that. Instance of entity living, so that's something that has health. Then target, we can cast that then. So entity oops, not living. Target get health equals 0 if, so we're just resetting the has target stuff if it has no target, meaning that it's null, or yeah. You were probably in one of the DeathCubes that was bucket, I would assume still, so this is quite a bit different. If I get a chance here in a few minutes, I'll start it up and show you what we can do, because it's forged now. You can add blocks and all sorts of stuff. Trey's made a lot of progress on it. Why do you know? Oh, else if. There you go. Okay, so then we're going to look for a new target if it has no target. So if has target. If not has target, because that'd be true. Okay, so look for player in range. World object dot get entities within a axis aligned bounding box. Get entity by ID, get entities. Let's try within an axis aligned bounding box. So it's going to look within a square. It is Minecraft, so why not, right? Returns all the entities of specialized class with intersect within the axis aligned bounding box. So the class is entity player MP, because we're going to be on the server side. And the axis aligned bounding box, we're going to have to set that up. So AA, how's it defined? What's it called? Axis align BB. AABB equals new axis align BB. We can go with oh man, I have to do block positions, really? Okay, let's go off of the second one here. So do this dot X, this dot Y, this dot Z, and repeat those, and we'll give it a an offset. Okay, so I make this a 10 by 10, no, a 10 by 10 square, so it's going to be 5 by 5 off the center point of this block. Oops. Let me close my messenger. So, see, I think these are really. There's no X, Y, and Z. Oh. Position, maybe? Yeah, position. Shoot. This dot. You guys are watching me fail at typing repeatedly. Int offset equals 5. So that'll be in the X and Y, X and Z positions. So we're going to subtract here 5, no, offset. Going to subtract it here. Add it there, and add it on the last one. And then for the X and or the Y positions, we want to go whatever its current position is, which is going to be on the ground, and then +2. There we go. So we can use that AABB to determine the list of entities. And what are we going to return here? I think it's a list. Is a list. So list entities equals that. Control Shift O, Java list. Control Shift O. What? Why do you like that? Create constant. What? I think that's what it wants. I know Trey has already done some of the slooping through stuff through a list of players. So I'm going to find his game controller list. No. Player MP. Player MP. That's in this. We need to re-implement the team on this. I just realized that. So let's steal the waypoints code for the team. So keep those consistent. That means I need to shuffle some numbers around for as far as the data watcher is concerned, which is fine. So this won't be 20 more, it'll be 22 for the rotation. Where else are we using rotation? 22 for rotation. And then 22 for rotation. And we can use this for the team. Waypoint. So team starts at 1. There we go. Then we'll set the team somewhere eventually. Yes, I can see chat. It just takes me a second for it to see it. See, there's your chat. Um, oh, so we need to do that too. Team 20, exactly. There we go. So we're setting the state of the team, we're receiving the state of the team. We need to check the team now. So how is Treyer setting up the team checking stuff? Does he have a team class? Game team. Is there a method that says is player on team? Is player on team? Look at that. So, but that's going off of the class, so I don't know which instance of the class it's going to be. So, game controller versus teams. Points, teams. Give me teams. Get number of teams. Team color. DeathCube. Player to team color. So it's got classes set up in here. What? Oh. Team color to index. Player to team. That's a static, so I can do the static. It's an array. Kind of wish Trey was back. I just ask him. So I need to find out the best method to determine if a team's on a player. Or a player's on a team, I mean. The cube game teams for each team. Check at the point for each team is captured. Let's try this. So we're getting the player. We got DeathCube. For I equals 0 to that. Oh, I is less than that. Oh, shoot, not capital I. Dang it. And then I plus plus. Int I. There we go. So I can loop through all of the teams now. So DeathCube dot game team. I dot. Oh my gosh, it's auto-correcting me to death. Is player on team. So it takes an entity player, so I can do player. Entity player. That'll be yes or no. So if it's on this team, not it, not the target. Else target equals entity player and has target equals true. This, oh wait, is player on team. I still don't know if it's the same team. That's the real bad thing about it. Get what? Get team color string. Sure. What are you going to return to me? It's going to return that. Team colors when the game team's created. Find me the instances of the game team being created, please. Color. Fountain colors. Tile on the spawn point, so it's looking at the spawn point team colors. Wow. Should probably kill Steam too, huh? If it's red and this dot team equals 1. Do that. Oops. Else to, oh, dang it. Okay, so we got green, blue, yellow, and we want 2 and 3. Two, 3, and 4. There we go. So they're all on the same team. If it falls into any of those categories, we don't want to shoot at it. We're not going to set the target. If it's not on any of those teams, we're going to set the target and set the target has target to true. And all the way up here, if it's not half target. So we want to continually check it every time we loop through a player and only run this junk inside if it does not have a target. What are we erring on? We've got an extra or not enough? Now we've got enough, but why are we airing off? Oh. Extra printing is needed. There we go. So now we can find a target. We've got a target set up, so if it still has a target, position X, Y, and Z. This dot distance. Locked modifier, data control. See what all methods we have. We might have something in Minecraft built in that will get a vector to something. Set rotation. Set position and rotation. Set invisible. Set fire. There's set target. That'd be for living probably. Set angles. Ray trace. Yeah, client side only. Thought so. Okay, so there's nothing in there that will do what we're after, unfortunately. Just check us real quick. Entity collision. Let's see if we can find a thing inside vanilla then that does it. So here's vanilla code. Look at villager. Set looking position with entity. Look at trade player. sec. Need to send a message. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should just stick with the AI. Use the rotation of the head as the turret top's rotation. Yeah, maybe we need to rethink this whole process, I guess. Shoot. Let Minecraft do the heavy lifting. So let's do this. I'll save where I'm at right now. We'll use the power of Git. We'll commit this. Commit half-baked turret logic. And we'll make a new branch. Tech turret living. Ta-da! Now we can proceed and not have to worry about ripping out all this code I'm about to rip out. Okay, so we need to make this an entity living. Living player mob. Entity mob. Let's try that. Entity creature, okay. And I shall look up how to add a mob in Minecraft. Like one with an AI. Oh, the frustration level. If I only knew how. Perhaps I should stop streaming and go research for a while, because I think that's kind of what I need to do. And maybe I'll stream again later today or tomorrow. I'm basically on long weekend, so I could stream at any time. So if you're watching, I might be streaming again in an hour. I might be streaming again tomorrow. I might be streaming again next week, and I don't know. So this is Tech. Goodbye.